I am so retired. What's up, guys? It's your family-friendly Christian YouTuber, Pious Piper, and today I'm gonna take a test. Psych! It's your woke, non-religious YouTuber, Woker, with the Woker. And today I'm gonna talk about abortions, trans people, reusable straw. Howdy diddly do neighbors, my name is the Papa. I have done that intro before. And today, your boy has run out of ideas. The views are low. So today we're playing Age of History 2. I'm forming Byzantium. Put some Age of History gameplay. Put family-friendly music. Don't worry, I'm gonna do it. Let's go. Let's invade custom. I did it. Okay, we're not doing that. I'm not that washed up. Okay, I still have the huzz around me. Anyways, today, your boy's gotten desperate, so I asked, would you like to zoom out a little? Put my face in one corner, which fits the video most, which makes all the answers that are visible better and useful. And make the viewer read. Yeah, make the viewer read. Today, I'm doing 16 personalities. So, I'm giving this site my deepest, darkest secrets, and they're gonna be like, you're a Gemini. I could tell that because you ran over my dog. And today I'll do personality quizzes because I think it would be a good way for me to connect with a viewer, because a parasocial relationship, it gives me the most amount of money. So yeah, it's so incredible to finally be understood. I am not like the other YouTubers. So look, understand others. Who the fuck are you? What kind of an idiot has not subscribed this long into the video? Boo! Understand your team better. We are the Pipe Nation. See what others say. Ooh, what does Caroline from the Beach Boys? Wait, what does she say? Wait. Reading this profile is comforting, excited, inspiring, and a little bit freaky. Ah, hell no! We have pure frikadellas on the review. Oh, hell no. So I'm gonna do the test, and I guess I'll explain how I'm actually Aries, because I burned the orphanage down. You know, because I'm an Aries. I don't understand why people believe in that. You know what you should believe in? Liking and subscribing in this video. Anyways, so let's start. Wappa-doo. You make friends, you make regularly new friends. How do I put this exactly? I can kind of count people that are my friends right now. Let me count how many people I consider friends. Yeah, that about does it. Okay, 3, 5, let's say somewhere around there, right? I have 5 friends, and I'm 16. This indicates a lot of underlying mental issues that I have that I'm not gonna willing to be talking about. But I love my mind. Anyways, but yeah, I don't really make a lot of friends because for most of my life, especially in school, the way I related to people was through making jokes and memes, which was all fine and dandy on a YouTube video where, you know, you kind of are speaking to a version of me. But now that I find it dandy what that version is you in real life. So when I kind of became, like, I made everything like, not a bit, but I just was, like, a horrible person when I was younger. I mean, for fuck's sake, I used to bully people, man. I mean, this is payback, I guess. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, I didn't get a lot of friends. I tried twisting my personality into many ways. I was annoying, I was loud, still annoying and loud, but that's not me taking it from anyone. That's just me, you know. I mean, yeah, that was a really deep question to start it off. Anyways, complex and novel ideas excite you more than simple and straightforward ones. Yeah, that's about right. I like deep ideas, so like, okay, think about this idea, right? Every poo-poo time is a pee-pee time, but not every pee-pee time is a poo-poo time, right? You think that is a funny bit that I did that makes no sense, but if you think about it, every time you're taking a shit, you pee a little bit, right? But not every time you pee is not a poo. So technically, using simpler words, we found like a very interesting analysis that I found by the fact that every time you're defecating, right, you also pee a little bit, but not every time that you pee, you start defecating. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Geographia's Mafia. But yeah, that's about right. I mean, I like with history as well, right? Like, I like theories, like, you know, if Kanye West met Tsar Nicholas, the Russian Empire would be alive today. I'm not saying anything, but you usually feel more pursued by what resonates emotionally than by factual arguments. Yeah, kinda most of the time. Not always. A lot of the times, right? Number. Okay. Also, factual argument sounds like a sentence by Ben Shapiro. Under the day of earning the woke and the liberals on. Wait, how does he say? Another lib triggered. Hashtag repped for the win. Let me talk about. Yeah, your living space is clean and organized. I'm just gonna. I don't need to really say that much right now, but I'm just saying. Oh hell nah, Jigsaw. Yeah, I have a hard time being clean and tendy and picking after what I've put down. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why. You usually stay calm even under a lot of pressure. Under pressure. No, okay, so yeah, surprisingly, the more I've thought about it over the years, and the more I'm thinking about it right now, yeah, that is true. Under pressure, I stay pretty calm, right? Now, I have a couple of real life events, right, that I could just point to and see where it happens. So when I was, kayaking with my family and in a big lake in the middle of it, basically, it flipped over, right? In that moment, I kind of felt like a superhero in one of those meme pictures, the another star man. I felt like the main character, I did a lot of stuff that, adrenaline does when it kicks in, right? I just calmed my mom down because, she started freaking out. I told her, hold on, and me and my dad swam and pushed the boat to land, right? Although I'm not that good of a swimmer, right? And you would think, damn, Piper, that's really impressive. But after that happened and we started swimming back, I wasn't even able to sit. I broke down in a fetal position, just started vomiting and crying at the same time. As you can see, I'm a very tough guy, Technically, yeah, I kind of do, but also don't, okay? Under pressure, yes, but after that pressure is gone, like that one Roblox where the table breaks, you find the idea of networking and promoting yourself very daunting. Yeah, I kind of have to agree. It's kind of hard to sell what I do in general in my life, think about me musically, okay? Think about the situation, like me walking up to my dad and asking for a new guitar. Hey dad, I want a new guitar. Well, son, why you want a guitar? Well, I kind of like that the Beatles played it, but son, are you gonna learn to play it? Yeah, man. And I've kind of learned to play it without not being taught and not being able to do most of the chords in the world, but I've learned to play it pretty, I don't know, okay? A lot of things I do just kind of don't have a rhyme or reason when you're the guy who's being hearing about them, but in my head it makes sense, because in my head I want to sing okay, I'm getting a guitar, right? But when I'll get the guitar, I'll have this constant waiting responsibility of me having to learn it, right? So maybe at the moment I will not learn to start pursuing it immediately, but I'll always have the back of my mind that I want to have the guitar, right? And eventually I will learn to play it, and eventually I'll be doing in the Beach Boys reenactment concert, singing "Help Me Rhonda" and being the deep bass vocal guy. That's what I was thinking in my head. So it kind of doesn't relate to the question, but yes, technically, I think for me, it's very daunting to sell myself on most of the things I do, and I kind of don't like, I kind of do like promoting myself, so that's why it's a Y group, but I don't know, I'm just a chill, nonchalant redhead, You prioritize and plan tasks effortlessly, often compelling them well before the deadline. No. I'm pretty sure I have ADHD. But I'm not gonna say I have ADHD because I don't have, it written down somewhere. I have sometimes a hard time focusing on stuff, period, right? And I found that I have a hard time focusing on things that I don't care about. But I have a really easy time focusing on things I care about. So that's why actually I'll lower it down a little bit. So that's why it's not a big disagree, because if it's a YouTube video, right, that I need to edit, and I hate editing. That's why I have an unpaid Polish guy editing my videos, right? I'm okay, I'll do it. And I lock in and I do it. But if it's an equation in mathematics, you would be, I'd just be tweaking over it. I wouldn't be doing it, right? So, yeah, I don't do it. And I had homework, which I'm relating this question, then I do my homework very, very, at the last moment, should probably change that. People's stories and emotions speak to you louder than numbers or data. Kinda, yeah. I mean, I think numbers and data are like a good way to tell something happening, but oftentimes those numbers kind of hide of what people's stories and emotions speak. But I think both of them are pretty compelling, but I'm more into people's emotions and stories, right? So like, if I like see like Wikipedia, like the losses of like people in a battle, I'm like, well, that's a lot of people, right? And I was like, damn, that was a big battle. But like, if I hear a story of like the Battle of Gunnertown was a battle we fought fiercely in World War II on the Western Front. My partner died. We had gay butts. I don't know, man. Like this, the stories after like add more to the data and numbers. But the data and numbers speak pretty loud. But the people, stories, and emotions speak pretty loud too. Okay. Hey, listen. I'm walking here. Okay. If you like to organize tools and schedule list, I like to do that, but I don't do it. So it's kind of in the middle ground where I like having this idea of like I have a little box for all the duct tape I could tie my hostages around with, but that is the blue box, not the red box where I have all the used condoms I've collected from the street. Like, I like that idea. That sounds like a good idea, but it's not an idea, so I do. So it's more like on the disagree. I'd put a heavy disagree on it if I'm gonna be fair, because I don't do it, but it's asking me. I like doing. I don't know. Even small mistakes can cause doubt your overall abilities and knowledge. Yes, that is, yeah. If you ever think I'm the biggest hater of Pied Piper, if you ever have the assumption like, you know what, I hate this guy. He's a gay furry. How dare he do something on his free time that I don't do? But you are telling me he reads comics? This guy's out of his mind, right? If you think you're a big hater of me, you haven't seen Evil Pied Piper, right? Because Evil Pied Piper can critique me on anything, right? My mind is like a pyramid scheme, right? It doesn't work. For me, like, small mistakes sometimes can be like affecting me heavily, right? Like sometimes I mess up and I'm like, oh fuck, man, can I do it again? Is this the downfall? Is this the start of the Sunny V2 video where he discusses me, right? And after panicking that, right? But then I do it, I'm like, oh, it wasn't that bad. But sometimes it's also not that bad. So I kind of have to put like a middle of the road. But yes, I'm a big hater on myself. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone and you find interesting and starting up a conversation. Brother in Christ. No, I can't talk to people, You probably like, I don't know how to put this. I'm so awkward on people. I mean, for the first time, I'm like, but it's also like, for me, like, it depends on how much I do it, right? If I've sat in my, room for like mostly a month, right, and I go outside, I have a harder time. But if I have like my summer job where I kind of have to talk to people all the time, I'm like, more of a laid back, nonchalant redhead. You are not interested in discussing various interpretations of creative work. Oh, that's a heavy disagree. I like talking about like interpretations of work, of anything really, right? I like thinking about stuff, right? I like thinking about how much, something is worth, how much did it cost monetarily wise, I like looking at all type of things, right? So saying you're not too interested, that's a heavy disagree. I like talking about creative works, right? Show me this picture of the Beatles and I'm like, why is Ringo looking so tough and prioritized facts over people's feelings? I don't care about your feelings, Lib. No. Okay, so see, it's a little bit of a balance of an action, right? Sometimes like a person is like too emotional. Sometimes they're like way too little emotional. And finally, a lot of people struggle with that, right? Sometimes people that are too emotional are annoying, and sometimes people that have no emotion, basically, right, are really annoying too, because you have to fucking deal with them, right? You gotta prioritize, right? So you prioritize people's feelings when they're you prioritize people's I got the question wrong, goddamn. You prioritize people's feelings when determining a course of action. Yes, I do, okay? I care about people, okay? I care about you. You often allow the day to unfold on any schedule. Dude, no way people do that. People unironically like, at 6, I go to the coffee shop. Dude, I wake up and I pull up, okay? You rarely worry about whether you make a good impression. I don't worry about it as much as I used to, but I mean, okay, it's between these two. I'll probably put more on to be on the safe side, right? But yes, I have like a little bit of, quite a bit of worry when I meet you, and I'm like, hey, I'm Walter, and I like turtles. It's that type of a thing, right? I worry about people's first impression, so yeah. You enjoy participating in team-based activities? Yes! But what people? If I participate in a team-based activities with monkeys, I'm gonna have a lot less fun if I participate in team-based activities with George Bush, Jeffrey Epstein, and Riz. Yeah, I like participating in team-based activities. I like being a team leader. I mean, I don't like being a team leader always. I like sometimes being the, the helper and then starting to form socialist thoughts. And why are all of us getting so little money? And why do I want to... Wait. Why do I want to pull out a red flag now? You would prioritize being sensitive over being completely honest. Wait, what? You prioritize being sensitive? Okay. Okay. No. Okay, so see, often a lot of times when you talk to people, you kind of have to really think your words, right? A lot of people really don't think when they say stuff, including me, apparently. But when you're speaking to an actual person in a deep conversation, right, you kind of have to think about your words, right? And most of the time, and I'll say honest, you have to be honest over sensitive, right? Because, like, think about it. Like, imagine if you come with, the letter, with, Diddy tattooed on your face while you fell asleep at night. Would I be like, yo, there's what is this on your head? Or would it be like, did you have a Diddy tattoo? Which one is gonna motivate the guy to get the Diddy tattoo off more, or to hide at least? Bad example, right? But you get what I mean, right? So most of the time, no, I don't prioritize being sensitive over being completely honest. But you always can't be honest, right? You can't walk up to a kid in a wheelchair being like, you will never run a track course. You can't really do that, although it's technically true. So yeah, most of the time it's you prioritize being sensitive. Oh yeah, that's right, okay. You are prone to worrying about how things will take for the worst. Yes, I'm always the guy waiting for my downfall, right? You don't get how much I think about my downfall. You enjoy solidarity hobbies more than activities in groups. Yes, please! Holy moly, yes. I enjoy okay, so I'm not saying that I hate group productivities. I'm not saying I'm a lone wolf. Ow! Like, I can read comics every day. Literally. Every day, I read a lot of comics. But I go out with friends once, I need a 5-day break. I'm logged out. I'm logged out of this chat. Piper has logged out. I need a break, okay? But it also depends on what people, to be fair. So yeah, cannot imagine yourself writing fictional stories for a living. Well, yes, I can imagine myself writing fictional stories. But also I can imagine myself being a plumber, right? Writing fictional stories requires a lot of imagination, and I think I have quite a bit of an imagination on, stories that could interest people, right? So yeah, I kind of can see myself, but also not that much. Okay, I'll do a little one. You favor efficiency in decisions even if it means disregarding someone's emotional aspect. Ooh, okay, so I'm gonna do this one in Trump voice. I love Diddy. That's, by the way, a Trump quote. Trump actually said, I love Diddy. I pulled up a clip of Trump saying, I love Diddy.
Working for Diddy.
Absolutely.
I love Diddy.
So you gotta really, again, balance stuff. Life is all about balances, right? How many jokes I do in this video versus how many jokes I don't do in this video, right? How many times I flop my hands and if I don't flop my hands at all. In life, there's everything on a balance, right? And you always gotta have balance, right? So if you say you favor efficiency in decisions, it also favors on the context, right? So actually, fun story. Me and my friend were watching Total Drama Island, right? One of the newest episodes with a gay man that I really hate and a gay man that I actually like. And we were watching, right? And there's this guy named Ripper, right? He basically makes fart jokes, right? But in one of the episodes, he used another woman as a shield, right? To get close to winning a challenge. Their team didn't win, right? But he got close. And an analyst said, well, Ripper shouldn't get voted off because he did the most for the team. This is a great example. He favored efficiency over other one's emotional aspects, right? Convoluted explanation aside, I think it really depends on the situation, and I think it really depends on the person, right? But I think most of the times you should favor the person's opinion and feeling, right? So yes, I think you favor efficiency in decisions even if it means disagreeing with someone's emotional space. I disagree with that. Lightly though. You gotta understand life is all about balancing, keeping those good vibrations. Bop, bop. In disagreements, you prioritize proving your point over preserving other feelings. Okay, so this one's a debate one. So I'm a debate, bro. Okay, what's a woman? I often feel that it's important to not back down. Cue the Beach Boys song. But I also really believe that if you ever want to come at anything after an argument, you cannot do that argument without not taking the other side in consideration, right? So let's imagine this. What is more productive? hey, I'm Pied Piper, and honestly, I think you should, maybe try drinking less coffee. You look a little tired. You should drink less fucking coffee! So, which one do you think was more productive in this situation, right? I think me, being a little bit more, in the way I spoke to you, saying like, hey, a little bit, right? And I think you should, me being a little bit more, relaxed, and then listening to what you say, or maybe you like me doing the funny loud bit where I scream. I make my point clear. So I think if you want to ever come at anything after a conversation or like an argument or a disagreement, you will never be able to come out of it unless you make a conscious effort of listening to the person. Not only just listening, but going into your head and thinking about what, stuff they said, and then applying the things they said to your thoughts and opinions to mold into the overall best outcome. So that's like a genuine thing you should do. I'm not making a bit. This is real. You should really try listening and taking the seriousness of the other people's viewpoint, and also remembering that your viewpoint matters. So yes, that's how it is, So I have to do a light disagree on that. Although I want to make my point clear, I want so that other person does the same to my point and molds it into something better. It's all about like molding, So yeah, I'll do this disagree. Your mood can change very quickly. Yes. I mean, come on. Like, me recording my video, like, just before I recorded my video, I was tired as hell and I wanted to sleep. Then I got up. Okay, fine, it's energy, you could say. Okay, this morning, I woke up, like, feeling so horrible. And when I got to work, it kind of went away. I don't know, it's weird. You are not easily swayed by emotional arguments. Again, I'm gonna be fair. I have not gotten into many emotional arguments recently to make and form a good opinion on this. So you cannot take my opinion as a fact, nor can this thing, right? But in my personal opinions, right? I think I am easily swayed by emotional arguments. I think that, but I always make a really conscious effort to be like, wait, I should not let the inner woke boy take over. So yes, I'm pretty easily swayed by emotional arguments, right? But I always have the, you for real? That thing in my head, right? So yes, I'll put this, okay? You enjoy debating in ethical dilemmas. Yes, I do. Enjoying in ethical dilemmas is weirdly fun for me, and it's kind of weird. I remember I had a debate where we were like thinking what was worse, pedophilia or zoophilia, right? In my personal opinion, right, I like debating ethical dilemmas, right? It's fun for me, right? And to be honest, that conversation was really productive. Both parties brought up pretty good points for, each side, but you never want to be the guy for watching clothes any size, right? But yeah, I mean, it was a fun conversation that we had. It was actually, those pretty, I wouldn't say it was a deep conversation. There was nothing deep about it, right? But it was a, pretty light conversation, right? We're pretty logical about it. So yes, I enjoy debating ethical dilemmas, even if they're not that bad as the one I mentioned. But yes, I do enjoy doing them. I'm not gonna put a lot, but I'm gonna put this. Yep. You usually prefer to be around others than be on your own. Okay, mostly disagree. Very light disagree, because it really is 50-50. If I spend a long time with others, I want to kill myself. If I spend too much time on my own, I want to kill myself. So yes, I would say I enjoy a little bit more with me being on my own right now, because I don't really have, real life friends, but I think that can very well change. You become bored or lose interest when discussion gets highly theoretical. Oh, hell no, dude. Discussion gets good. So, no. Oh, disagree. I like highly theoretical, question about anything. I like alternative history. I like thinking what if Archduke Franz Ferdinand did the Fortnite gritty to avoid the bullet? Could Kanye West save Austria-Hungary? I like it, like weird questions like that. I like it, okay? When facts and feelings conflict, you often find yourself following your heart. Yes, okay, so, many times, I guess I can make an example. Many times when I buy something, I'm like, okay, so this thing costs quite a lot of money, but also really want it. But do I really want it? Would I use it that much? But this thing I use the same much, and I really like it. So, and often I was like, quit the yap, woke boy. But yeah, I kind of most of the time find myself following my heart. Romantical type of here. Hey, you be looking like Jeffrey Epstein's. I don't know. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? End the video. Just cut it out. You find it challenging to maintain a consistent work and study schedule. Yeah, I find that hard. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say how it is. I find it hard to be like, I gotta do this, and I'll just gotta do it every day. I find it hard, right? I'll be honest. I'm human. I'm normal. It's hard for me to do it, stuff like that, right? But when I go to my next stage of life, I really want to improve that. So yeah, you rarely second guess the choices that you have made. Yeah, disagree. I just gave you a live example on why that's true. Like when I buy something, I'm like, when I do something, when I decide to eat a burger, when I pull up in a car. There's a lot of things. I disagree. So yes, I have always second guess myself. Your friends will describe you as lively and outgoing. God asked one of those fucking 5 VIP people. Okay, my friend said, yep, I do. And he said, yeah, not yes. So it's probably that. I guess I am lively. Pretty live. Your draw to various form of greater expression such as writing. Yes! I love art. If you can put a good picture, I'll be like, damn, son. Where'd you find that? I love art, okay? Music, picture, video. Morse code, anything, I love it. Usually base your choices on objective facts rather than emotional impressions. You rarely feel insecure. I don't know, let's say, what am I insecure about? My subscriber count, how much little hours I have on Age of History Free. I do have things. Everybody is insecure about something, right? There's at least something, right? But I feel that often I have insecurities that go away. And also insecurities that pop in. So I think when I have them, they are bad, but when they are not, then I don't know. It's kind of weird about me. So I feel rarely insecure. I would say a light disagree, maybe a higher agree. Disagree. So yeah. Okay, you're rarely insecure. So I'll do medium disagree because I have things that I'm insecure about. Everybody has, right? If push comes to shove, I can get over it. You enjoy exploring unfamiliar ideas and viewpoints. Yes! That's why in my last video where with a nice guy, I wanted to talk to the guy who thought women are not women if they're not able to have babies, right? Because I want to be in his head. I want to be treated like a little museum. I want to look at what he's thinking, right? I want to look at that, right? So I enjoy exploring unfamiliar ideas and viewpoints. I find that fun. Am I a nerd? I am a nerd. And being a nerd is cool. In 2025, you can easily connect with people that you have just met. Ooh, I guess a little bit. So I have my coworker at work, right? And I have things I connect to him about, right? There are not many things, but we have something to talk about, right? So I guess a very itsy bitsy. If your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible. I don't know, I guess, yeah, maybe, fuck it, I don't know. Do I look like a guy who does a thing? Well, it's not my top priority. I'll do a light disagree, because there are times where somebody says when my dad's like, hey, son, I need for you to go grab a beer. You're still bothered by mistakes that we made a long time ago. Oh, I used to be. But now I'm I was tough back then. And that's what matters. I don't know. I just kind of don't care about it. So kind of a middle disagree. Your emotions control you more than you control them. Yes, my brain be like, yo, Piper, today we're feeling sad today. My brain be like, Piper, today we're gooning. It's weird. So yes, most of the time, yeah. When making decisions, you focus more on how the affected people might feel than what is the most likely. Yes, duh. Come on. That's an obvious answer for me, right? When I have a decision, right? Let's say I need to write a test, and I stole this pen from Derek. Derek has to write the same test. I need to write the test too. I can't let it fail. Well, if I am a nice guy and I give it to Derek, then I'll surely fail my test because I can't ask for a pen anymore, right? So I'm sorry, Derek. Okay, the one who's the fittest survives the longest. That's how mine right sometimes, right? So yes, I do be Redditor. Okay, what am I on about? So yes, it's genuinely down the middle of the road, but I'll put a slight agree, very slight, very little, very tiny, frankly, barely anything at all. When someone thinks I love you, wonder how long it will take them to. Yes, dude. As I said, I am plotting for my downfall every 5 seconds, right? Every time when I get a comment like, bro, you're the greatest YouTuber, I'm like, I'm about to upload the most trash video ever, and he's gonna lose. He's gonna unsubscribe. He's gonna be like, Raider and I did it better. You know, like oftentimes I have thoughts like that, right? But they're, you know, I don't know. It depends on the day. You believe that pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of time. You feel more drawn to busy, bustling atmospheres than quiet, intimate places. Completely 50-50 on that. Sometimes I'm like, dude, I wanna go to the cotton fields back home. You know, sometimes I want to go to the cotton fields, beach bus, everyone's right. But sometimes I'm like, there's no top pinch around here. If a decision feels right for you, you often act without needing further proof. No. If a decision feels right, I think about it a lot, and then I think about should I do it. So I disagree. Not that heavy, because sometimes I am spontaneous like that. You prefer tasks that require you to come up with creative solutions rather than follow. Yeah, I mean, no, I don't, because often at the times when I come up with something that I think would work, often I always have doubts, will it work? So no, most of the time, like a light no though. You are more likely to rely on emotional institution than logical reasoning when making a choice. Kind of, I don't know. More rely on emotional intuition. That's not institution. I don't know why I read that. Then logical. That's an interesting question. There's many questions that basically are this one the same again, worded differently. But yes, I would kind of use my emotions more most of the time than my logical. No, I start off with the emotions, then go to logical, then I go to emotions, and emotions is twice. So that's how it was. You struggle with deadlines. Actually, I really don't. I like deadlines. For me, a deadline is a good way to motivate me to do something, but it's soul crushing if I don't do it. Like genuinely, soul crushing. So no, I don't really struggle with deadlines that much. You feel confident that things will work out for you. You know what? It's not that bad at all. I agree. Ooh, I can't wait to be fucking classified as a fucking sociopath that needs to be locked up immediately. See the results. Ooh, I'm a woman feeding an animal. I'm a mediator. Okay, so I'm 71% introverted, yeah, and 77% intuitive, so yeah, kinda. 53, yeah, I'm really down the middle. 70% processor, you're very likely to adapt, easygoing and flexible problems, yeah, probably. 68% turbulent. You're likely self-conscious self. Yeah, basically that. Your career path. Your profession is driven by a deep-seated meaning and purpose. You thrive in environments that allow you to express your creativity like YouTube. Your strength, insightful and understanding, independent thinking. I do be thinking though. Gesture persuasion. Your empathetic communication smooth. Yeah, kind of. I think so at least. Quiet determination. Yes. You know, weakness is none. This guy, 100% real. Reacting to personal criticism. You know, when you comment I suck, I take that personally, okay? Because I do suck. Your story isn't complete. 9 years to complete my personality? Thank you very much. People who are just like me. J.R.R. Tolkien. William Shakespeare. Bjork, isn't that like a Swedish fish or something? Tom Hiddleston, Julie Robert, William Woodford, Johnny Depp, Fyodor Bargin, Almenia Pollur, Arwen, Fox Muller, Annie, Jeffrey Epstein, Lancer. I don't know none of these guys. But where's Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys? I'm just like him for real. And now we get to do the most interesting parts, is where we look at my history. Yes, because I've done this just multiple times through my life. And we're gonna look at my history. So where do you find that? See, view past results. And boom! So the earliest one is from 3 years ago. We're just gonna look how I've changed, really. Okay, let's start. So 3 years ago, I was 66% introverted, 68% introverted, 74% introverted, 71. Kind of worked because I was not depressed. Then I got more depressed, even more depressed, and now I'm kind of good. Then it was 59% observant. Then it's 65 intuitive, 84% intuitive. Now it's a little less. I forgot what that meant. Nature, 59% feeling, 71% feeling, 85% feeling, 53. I mean, yeah. I mean, when I was really feeling and figurative emotions, then it kind of like a lot of times led to nowhere. So I had to kind of balance it out a lot more. So yeah, Tactics, 52% prospering, 61% prospering, 74% prospering. I mean, yeah, kind of the same basically. Identity, 89 turbulently, 69 turbulent, 69. Yeah. So something has changed. My mind was the one that changed the most. I had a thought. Also, by the way, this was when I also just like started realize that I liked men. You know, this was when I was about to come out. So you know, that's my changes overall. So basically, I got less woke. I got real. Because the real problem in this world is what's a woman? I hope you had fun. I'm a diplomat and constant improvement. I'm just like J.R.R. Who is J.R.R. Tolkien? Thank you very much for watching this video. A shout out to my lovely little patrons in the back. I hope you can see those lovely names. Thank you, Deep Breath and Music Hunt. But yeah, I hope you had this video. Can we get much higher? Hope this video was interesting. Hope you liked thinking about me. Breakfast.